parties, including the ANC, took a decision not to financially support various political parties on the basis of requirement by the Act to disclose any amount above the prescribed amount. This has not only affected the ANC, but including our small parties. As South Africans, we must rethink our way of conducting elections. How should the elections be funded, and further discuss our role of deepening democracy through multi-party processes. Defacing of the ANC posters. The ANC is an organization that promotes unity of society and democracy. The democracy of South Africa must extend to a political tolerance as entrenched in our constitution. We have recently observed element of political intolerance by some opposition parties, especially in Metsimaholo and Kopanong, where our posters were burnt in Philippolis and removed and defaced in Metsimaholo. We appeal to our communities not to assist losing opposition parties to turn our province into a violent province. We have already used law enforcement institutions and the IEC to report these barbaric acts. The demonstrations of burning and removal of ANC posters is a sign of defeated minds and people who are not keen to promote our hard-earned democracy and decision of our people. Ill-discipline. ANC members. We have observed element of ill-discipline among some of our members who have taken a decision not to observe organizational discipline by contesting as individuals after being defeated by organizational processes. This conduct has been observed in Malutia Pofung, Lejwali Putswa, Fesle Dabi, Metsimaholo, and many other areas. The ANC took a decision to appoint a local government candidate through community endorsement. Those that are contesting the ANC after being defeated by internal democratic processes misunderstand ANC internal democracy and lack of political maturity, and then such members have automatically expelled themselves from the African National Congress by virtue of standing against the ANC. They are driven by personal interest more than interest of the organization and the community. They are clear molecules who do not appreciate internal democratic processes. They are hell-bent to overturn the will of the people to such an extent they use money to lobby vulnerable community members to register as independent. The organization has identified some of these delinquent and applied organizational processes. We therefore declare a war against such members of the ANC who stood against the will of the people and decided to stand. They are not our friends. And then as you go to other areas, particularly in Ward 19 Metsimaholo, where they are contesting as the leadership and president councillors, where they are contesting to say that they are still members of the ANC, we want to categorically put it clear today and now that those individuals are not our members. They are the enemy of our people. They are not, and then we are fighting, we'll fight with them in anything that we are going to do to make sure that we defeat them and what is in their minds. We call upon members of the society to isolate those delinquent and power mongers who are interested in nothing but self-enrichment. We therefore appeal to the Society of the Free State to continue to support the ANC in its upcoming local government election on the 1st of November. As the President has pledged on our behalf that we are committed to cleanse the African National Congress, elected capable representatives, and fight corruption. We are certain that together we can build better communities. We thank you. Thanks very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's briefly our statement on our readiness for the coming elections. Would open this time for questions.
We have seen and this has been answered with regard to the objection to councillors who have been who are candidates for ANC, but the community continue to say they did not appoint those people. As the party, prior to you registering these people, there were objections to say we did not, the meeting corrected, but we objected, and in some cases we find that the meeting had to retake again so that the process could be seem to be fair in terms of whatever candidate that they are choosing. But we find out the very same candidate who they did not want but ended up winning, and they put the objection. How did you end up, continuing with the names of those people that have objections have been raised? Because it's now a problem where the party is now saying that let's continue with the elections now, and after the elections we'll deal with those individuals and remove them. Why do you let that process to go as that fast?
From SABC. I just want to know if is the ANC are you agreeing that there is continued instability within the party here in the province? You mentioned also that there's been defacing of some posters in Netamahulu, and then another one lent in Pilicolis. What does that mean for you? Because you did say that's an ill act, but for the party, given that you are going to the local government elections, would you say you are still failing people on the ground? And with the changes that we've seen now, where we saw the suspension of the chief whip, Ugusi Chabalala, what are you saying to the people? People still want to know, are we expecting more reshuffling happening in the province? What message do you have for the people of the Free State to instill hope and make sure that they are going to vote for the coming elections? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Amesi, Professor Madawu. My questions are as follows. What is your take on councillors who voted against the will of the ANC by voting the DA speaker in Dishabe, who are candidates as we speak? Question number 2 would be, how did you measure the understanding of political theory of the ANC and its strategic objectives on your candidates? The last one would be, what is the PLC intervention on water interruptions in the municipality, especially the Dishabe, during this time of election? Thank you.
Marike?
We want to know the social situation of Kusita Balora, and also Sana Shini was taken out as the ANC. That is the allies of Mr. Ismail. So we want to know, is there any foul play going on? Is the faction of Mr. Ismail supported busy to sort of tell the voters not to vote for the ANC, maybe rather support the independent candidates or people from the opposition party, or not to stay at home, not going to vote? What is going on here? And then our second question is, the municipalities in the Free State is, I'm sorry to say, from the worst in the country. What are you going to do to better the situation? Every time of elections you are telling us now this time it's going to be changed, this time we will vote for better councillors and the services will be better, but then at the end of the elections it's just the same. So how can we believe you? Yeah. Thank you.
The last question.
I'm Rabona from the Insider. I have 2 questions from that to ask the ANC.
We're coming out of this media briefing. Aphumelele Mdlalane will give us the details later on. Let's take